talking basketball. They're fucking dumb as shit. They talk about basketball, but they will make dumb ass jokes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pod Don't Lie with Sam and Stav. And there is no other way to put it. The baby nutted villain has fucked us in the ass. We have gotten our ass cheeks clapped the last couple games. We were riding high off a big game 2 that I attended, and we were thinking maybe we get back to fucking Atlanta and we fuck them.
You might be good luck, buddy. We might need to get you the,
do I need to go back?
Lee hookup, dude.
Do I need to go sit next to Spike?
You and Spike would be a good looking pair.
I would just love that, dude. Are you kidding me? Yeah, because I was watching the games in Atlanta and Spike was sitting courtside and there was some random Knicks fan that was a few seats over, and Spike's just giving this random fucking this random dude high fives constantly. I'm like, dude, that must rock to be just situated, be the nearest Knicks fan in an opposing arena to Spike Lee. You guys just become friends for the game.
Oh,
that
dude,
way.
I'll go one further. Maybe Spike's making another movie. He needs a dude with your look.
Dude, come on, absolutely.
He wants to hang out with Knicks fans.
That's true.
He doesn't know your Bucks bias.
He doesn't, and I'm gonna hide it.
Knicks. Yeah, you play up your Knicks loyalty. You rock that quickly jersey. You got a friend for life right there, my friend.
Okay, maybe we can turn tragedy into triumph. I'm gonna go to Game 5. I'm gonna spend my life savings to get tickets next to Spike courtside, and we're gonna lose, and he's gonna be pissed the whole time. He's gonna think I'm bad luck.
Spike's got food poisoning. This is the one game he doesn't go to.
Yeah, that would be fucking brutal. And he sends.
You're just sitting next to Tracy Morgan. He's just screaming gibberish at you the whole game. You're like, wow, this did not go.
Oh no, Tracy, I'm sorry. No, yep, that's right. You're doing the stomach thing. You're picking up your shirt and hitting your stomach. We get it, Tracy. Well, we need some levity because the Knicks absolutely have looked like dog.
And it's tough because that was Julius's best game, and it was a bad game. It was rough. They've got his number right now, man. He's got to let the game slow down. I got to give it to Atlanta, man. Their defense is swarming. I hate to give it to them, but we got to be better.
The defense is good, but there is no sugarcoating this. It's just a choke job by the king, man. I'm sorry to say.
Not just the king, but RJ was okay yesterday.
RJ was good. Hold on, let's not get crazy. If RJ and
for the series, RJ is not.
I know,
good.
But RJ had a good game. The last game was good. That if RJ performs like that the whole time, you have no qualms with RJ. Sure. Derrick Rose cannot carry us like that. It's just impossible.
Derrick Rose is an incredible story. I mean, he's going to get a nice contract now.
I mean, I hope he stays,
I'd love to keep him. I think he's valuable.
I think he wants to stay with Tibbs, if I had to guess.
I would hope so. I'm curious about this. This could hurt. Julius was a guaranteed max before this playoff series. This could really hurt how he gets paid.
Well, that's the thing. I don't even. What's his contract?
Well, he's got one more year. I believe it was 3 years, 60. But we were in talks to extend him because it seemed like it was a mutual guarantee. Both parties wanted it.
Oh man, this is tough. This is.
I mean, I think you gotta bring him back, but I think maxing him out right now, if this is what you get in the playoffs, is scary for sure.
Totally. This is the Knicks. This is the Knicks went on like a long, beautiful courtship with romantic dates. Everything was clicking. Everything was going good. And then you go to field Julius. You now finally, maybe you had very strict parents, and finally the playoffs, they're gone. And you guys get to fucking hang out just solo at the crib. And then over comes Julius, and his energy's a little off. You're like, he seems a little nervous, but I love this man. He's everything. It's, I've had one of the most beautiful years of my life. And then you sit down and he just starts making out way too aggressively. He's sucking your nose. He's biting your earlobes. You're like, Jesus, warm up to it. What the fuck is going on? And then you're like, all right, I'm going to make the best of it. You try to grab his cock. You're like, wait a second, what's going on here? You go to grab his cock. It just feels like you you can't tell which is his cock and which are his balls. It's not hard. They're soft and small, and they're all hairy and wrinkly. His dick is just as hairy and wrinkly as his balls. You're like, what the hell is going on here?
I was going to go a much different direction than you. I was going to go the Sex and the City route where she marries the guy and then they have sex and he can't get wood. And she's like, I'm married to a guy who can't. So I was going in a much gentler sexual direction.
It's basically that, but worse. I basically just painted a more disturbing picture. Not only can he not get wood, but he's also too aggressive. Because that's some of those mid-range, long-range twos that he was forcing out of rhythm. That's like trying to finger a completely unwet pussy. That's what Julius was doing. Julius, the rim was not lubed up for Julius, and he was.
And I hate to say it, but Trae Young is you're wet. I mean, Trae is
the baby nutted villain. He was, I don't know what he did. He's whispering into the hoop's ear. It's dripping from the net, dude. And
it's killing me. And I have to say, this sucks because I just bought a Julius Randle jersey. It's been 20 years. I've been hurt for so long.
You're the curse. The second you buy the jersey, he falls apart. Return it, Sam. You owe it to the Knicks to return that jersey.
This is bullshit, dude.
You have to return the jersey and buy a Trae Young jersey to reverse.
I can't do that.
To reverse the momentum.
This is killing me, Stav. I was in Atlanta for yesterday because I was connecting flights. I'm in Los Angeles right now. I'm drinking.
God.
My girlfriend got me Nazi coffee. This fucking Stumptown Nazi coffee. I'm furious. It's delicious, which makes it even worse. I'm very upset. These people. I know they've given millions of dollars to Jewish organizations since, but they help the Nazis. These Stumptown people and Krispy Kreme as well. It doesn't matter. Unrelated.
Krispy Kreme too.
I'm in Atlanta. I'm on the flight. I got to give shouts out to Delta, man. You just watch the game in the air. It's incredible. I'm watching. I mean, they've got ABC, they got ESPN on air. I'm watching the game. I'm fired up. I'm in my Knicks hat. A guy walks by me, a Knicks fan, who just goes, "We got this, bro." And I say, "We got this." And this guy looks at us who's sitting next to me, was like, "Great, this is who I'm sitting next to for the whole flight." And I'm literally losing it. I'm fucking the flight attendant thinks I'm a maniac and I can't hold it in. I'm watching the game. We're getting blown out. I'm hitting the seat. I'm like, no. The person in front of me is turning around like, what the fuck's your problem? I'm like, no.
Yeah. I wish I was there so I could be like, I'm sorry, my son is on the spectrum and this is his first time on a plane since the pandemic. We're going to a specialist and this is the only way he can get through it. I'm so sorry.
I was furious. Let's just say your boy drank heavily on his next flight. I had a little pre-made old-fashioned action. Terrible. Oh my God. Man, I don't even know why I trusted it. It was garbage. I had to switch over to vodka, but man, I was nice and lit up. And I felt like we talk about the insane asylum as Knicks fans. That was my lobotomy. It's like I was screaming too much. They had to hold me down and just fill me full of booze.
Quick, put some Stoli in that man's mouth.
I was able to watch the Suns-Lakers game in a calmer state.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Man, it hurt, buddy. That
Tough
game.
One.
The problem is I follow a lot of delusional Knicks fans on Twitter. I'm talking like Jerry Ferrara, Paul Verzi, a lot of our buddies. And Jerry is like guaranteed win.
Yeah. No, I know. I see him on Twitter too. I'm like, Jesus Christ. This it honestly makes you seem fucking calm and lucid sometimes the way he tweets.
It's brutal.
He's like, and look, they were up.
I still think we've got to bring Randall back, just maybe a little less money, and maybe he's the second or third guy, and that's fine. And maybe RJ keeps taking leaps, and I still believe this young core is something. I still have high hopes, and guess what? Even if we do lose this series, we've overachieved this season. We've got draft picks. I like our core. Listen,
it's not bad. It's just this is exactly the opposite. Like, this could be catastrophic. It's not. It not necessarily will be, but this is the exact opposite of what you wanted to see. Like, the Knicks would have been better off if they got swept by the Hawks, but Julius showed up every single game. That's a better outcome than winning one, and he looks like trash the whole time, because it puts your entire future plan into question. And, listen, and going into next year, it makes you nervous. It makes you really fucking nervous because, and here's another weird thing.
It's hurt his stock, which has been so high.
But here's the other thing. Well, listen, if it hurts his stock to the point where it helps them in negotiating, that's maybe an okay thing.
Maybe not the worst thing, because now maybe he clearly wants to stay here. He's a classy guy. You know, he feels terrible about this, and it's really not just him. I'm sorry, like Alec Burks. Aside from game one, it's been a lot of hero ball.
Yeah,
I don't
what
like
the
how
fuck are
playing.
you expecting from Alec Burks? He's not an all-star. He's
Okay,
not your
let me
MIP.
finish. But I'm saying,
go ahead.
Derrick Rose has been the only Knick to show up. I'm sorry, Taj Gibson's played well, but
in his role, but he can't really do much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone is talking about, but this is the 4th ranked defense in the NBA. Okay, we were the 4th ranked defense when Nerlens Noel could move. We were the 4th ranked defense. Like, you know how we ate up the Hawks this year? Mitchell Robinson. Because Mitchell Robinson owned Atlanta, because Trey can't hit that teardrop when you've got a guy with that wingspan in the paint. So that eliminated Trey's game. And before, if we got a healthy Mitch Robinson, this is a different series. I'm sorry, it just is. They are healthy, and they've got DeAndre Hunter back. They've got Bogdanovich playing great basketball. They've got, Danilo. They are fully healthy, and we've lost our 2 rim protectors, who are both incredible defensive players.
Yeah, no, like Nerlens not being able to move is brutal, because you're right. This team, even in a best case scenario, the Knicks are completely outmatched on a talent standpoint with this team, right? Especially offensively, it's not even a fucking question.
But defensively is where we make our mark, and we can't do it.
Right. And so to be even, like, Taj Gibson should not be starting. Right, like he's doing his best.
And God bless him. I love the guy. I love the guy how hard he plays. He's got a lot of heart. He's hitting some hard shots on offense.
And Reggie, by the way,
disappeared.
Horrible last game.
Fell off a cliff.
Or literally put Frank in. He went 0 for 4. He had fucking a turnover. Like, he was minus 16. Oof, Jesus Christ, dude.
No, he fell off a cliff.
These plus minus numbers are fucking brutal.
He's been one of my favorite players all season, so it's broken my heart. I will say, though, you have to look at it from this angle. We're playing Derrick Rose over Elfrid for offense, right? Not for defense. Elfrid is a very good defender. He just is so bad on offense that we need Rose in there, right? Yeah. So then we've lost that defense. We've lost our rim protectors. 2 elite rim protectors. Like, I'm not saying they're elite all-around players, but you can't deny that Robinson and Nerlens are not elite on the defensive end.
I'm with you.
So we've lost our perimeter and our rim protecting on defense. We look terrible on defense. The way they're swinging the ball, they're getting open looks. Like, there was a play where I might have been Hunter. I forgot who hit the 3. Julius just didn't even try. Like, he just looks exhausted.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're right in that. Certainly the defense has taken a huge hit, and especially faced with an offense that right now seems to be like really firing. And like you said, they got all their guys back, but that still doesn't explain how truly horrible the offense has looked. And that really goes to Julius, man. I'm sorry. I mean, I know Nate McMillan is a good coach, and they're trying to force him to his, whatever. He's trying to force him to his left, and they're trying to double him. But it's like, that's not much different than what he was facing the whole year.
Exactly.
He was doing this the whole year. He was passing.
The difference was he was making the shots, and the game slowed down for him this year, and he was making the passes. He ain't doing that now.
Yeah, exactly. So, we'll see what happens. And that's not to say, by the way, that the Knicks could come back and win. I mean, especially in the Garden. I wouldn't rule it out. It's not
over. I think we're at least going 6. And I think we're winning Wednesday. Hopefully Nerlens is it's just such a big difference. Like, Nerlens saved games for us throughout this year with his blocking, and he can't fucking move. It breaks my heart, because I love Nerlens. Goddamn, like, we got to pick each other up. Julius, he wants to be the leader that we think he is. He's got to say, this has been on me. He said it, but he's got to say it to the team and say, ride me. I'm going to ride me like a cowgirl.
That's right. That's right.
Ride me like we're in a rodeo bar. Yeah, strap on.
Yep.
Julius needs to fucking just lead us to the promised land. RJ showed signs of life, which thank God he did. We just, you know what it is?
Dude, RJ, I think you're underrated. RJ was straight up good that game.
No, he was
shot
good.
50%. He had 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. He was good.
He was good. It's just hard. Okay.
You know who else was good? Obi was good.
Obi looked good.
Obi was good.
But the thing
you might have to honestly play Obi more. Like the offense is that bad. I'm serious, dude. You have a guy that
Randall it turns into ISO ball, which he's our best player, but it straight up turns into ISO ball. Whereas you watch an Atlanta play, and I fucking hate to give it to him, it's a symphony.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting involved. Everyone's getting a touch. Open shot after open shot. We were watching a good offense versus a bad offense, and it is paining me to watch this shit. Like you drove your fucking boy to drink at an airport, motherfuckers, during the day. You look what you made me.
Look what you made Sam do, Knicks. That's so fucking funny.
It's all over, man.
Yeah, dude, tough one. We'll see what the fuck happens. And honestly, Sam, I think you should fucking go to game 5, bro. If you're a real fan, dude.
I'm in Cali right now, or I would. I got an offer. I should have done it. But if there's a game 7, you best believe your boy will be there.
When is game 5? Tuesday? Wednesday,
I believe.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
I'm stressed. I think we need to take that game. I'll obviously be watching here on the West Coast. But we'll be back. And I will be at game 7 if there's a game 7.
That's
and you can guarantee it, brother. Let me tell you something. We just need to come together. Fuck. So much respect for D Rose. I think it's an incredible story, but we just need to come together and just start slow. The game.
I don't mean to bust your little fucking balls here, but I was at the game where we did win, and you look at the way it happened. It happened because fucking Bogdanovich and Gallo, who, by the way, has maybe the most the most date rapist haircut there is. I don't know if
I hate it.
Gallinari could look,
looking like a sig ep piece of shit.
I don't know if he could look more like a fucking party promoter that the only reason he doesn't root for you is because he's too sloppy about it. You know what I mean? It's like, Jesus, I saw you do that. And he's like, hey, my bad. Haha, just joking around. Thanks for coming, though. Have a good time. Walk around.
It's amazing how much can change in a decade. I remember loving Gallinari, and now I've never hated anyone more in my life.
Yeah. Well, those guys were shot so horribly, especially in crunch time of that game. And it's just like, bro, with our offense looking this bad, and the defense, and by the way, Nerlens was healthy. By the way, Nerlens was healthy in that game. Yeah. We're in
trouble. We're in trouble. I will say this.
I think we could take this one, but I think Atlanta with
maybe Nerlens feels better in a few days. I'll say another thing. Chris Paul looked better last game. You never know.
Yeah.
Drugs. There are drugs out there. Cortisone shot, motherfucker. Let me tell you something. I think, and you say, they shot badly. Well, guess what, man? The Knicks made teams shoot badly all year.
That wasn't what was going on, bro.
I know, but maybe we can get the. This is like I'm in couple therapy right now. I'm like we just need to get back to what made us special.
Remember how beautiful it was. Remember how nice it was. Remember fucking remember March. Remember how good it felt. Remember the streak, boys. We can get back there. And the Knicks are looking at you like, dude, we're different people now, Sam. That's in the past. You're like, no, we're the same.
You know what hurts me the most? Mitchell Robinson's eyeball tweet. And then him putting on Instagram stories, I just want to play. Clear this man. We need him.
He's the guy who broke his foot. He's a 7-footer with a broken foot from 2 months ago.
Get some cortisone shots and make this motherfucker jump.
You're trying to paralyze. You want Nerlens Noel not to be able to lift his fucking arms, and you want fucking Mitchell Robinson walking with a limp for the rest of his life so that we can take another game off the Atlanta Hawks to lose to the Sixers in the next round either way.
Oh, I'll say one thing that'll make me happy. If we do lose to the Hawks, I can't wait to watch little young fuckboy get D'd up by Ben Simmons.
That's right.
You won't be so fun then, will it, Trey Young?
You've turned into a basketball cuck. You want to watch somebody else fuck your enemy. It's like watch. You're a cuck that wants to watch his wife get hate fucked by just some guy with a dick twice as big as yours.
People are writing to me. Yeah, we're shriveled up right now. People are tweeting me like, "Who are you rooting for when the Knicks goes out?" First off, they're not out yet, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's right.
Second off,
Sammy.
I'm not rooting for anybody. I'm rooting for the destruction of the Atlanta Hawks.
You're rooting.
Although
for
you know
Trae
who
Young
I do want to see Portland and the Suns go far, just because I love Chris and I love Dame. So
yeah.
So in the West, I can kind of root because there's that distance. I can't root for anyone in the East. I'm obviously rooting for your happiness stuff, which means I hope the Bucks do well. I like how they're playing.
Lines up. It's anti-Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
It's anti-Brooklyn. It's anti-Philly. Those are two teams you hate way more than the Bucks. You got to admit that.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, we are rooting for Trae Young to get DP'd by Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. We're rooting for the Eiffel Tower on Trae Young.
Yeah, fucking man, it makes me mad watching Capella, or as I call him, Dennis Schroeder, who in the movie Big, fucking piece of shit, dumb little birthmark on his hair.
These foreign guys with the weird like Wiz Khalifa streaks. It's literally a German guy and a where's Swedish? Is that where Switzerland? Is that where
I
Capella
think he
grew
is
up?
from Switzerland. Let me tell you something, man. Capella running his mouth like this. He ain't doing this against my man Mitchell. He ain't doing this against fucking Noel. I'm sorry, we're playing our fucking third string big against you guys. Congrats,
we're playing
Atlanta.
a 37-year-old man who would be out the league if he wasn't friends with Tom Thibodeau.
No. He's you got to give Taj respect. That guy plays.
He's not a 20-minute in the playoffs player.
He's not, but he's doing what he's got to do, and he's out there and he's giving it his best shot. And we respect and salute you, Taj Gibson, Brooklyn's own. We love you.
That's right.
But we wish you were playing slightly less minutes to Mitchell Robinson and Noel plays a full season. He's a defensive player of the year nominee. I mean, he was incredible.
Yeah.
And he can't fucking move. He's paralyzed like the protagonist in Monkey Shines. You ever see that 80s horror
I've never
flick?
seen Monkey Shines.
Give it a Google. It's great, man. It's a Stephen King book.
All right, Monkey Shines.
It's a guy who gets paralyzed and then has a monkey as a helper. The monkey helps him, but the monkey's evil. And the monkey starts killing people. Stanley Tucci's in that shit. It's got some good little cameos.
Does the monkey jack him off against his will?
No, but the monkey kills his mom.
Wow.
The monkey, his mom is mean to him. And then the monkey dumps a toaster in the tub when his mom is bathing.
It would be funny to kill his mom and then just suck him off. And he's like, no, stop it, monkey. This is weird. I'm mourning and now a monkey sucking my dick. He's just crashing those little cymbals on his balls.
I will say enough about the Knicks.
Enough about the Knicks, but one final point that I want to make. You know, it really makes you think. I know technically it shouldn't, but I really think playoff performance should factor into something like, I don't know, all NBA voting. And I think it's something I think it's something that the voters, I don't know if they've already voted, but
I have a question then. Should it also factor in to MVP considerations?
No, that's much
that would affect Giannis's
more clearly
two MVPs.
That's much more clearly a regular season award. I just think all NBA is kind of like general who are the top 15 players.
Brother.
I don't know. Just a thought I had for no reason in particular.
He's still second team All NBA.
Just a
Are you fucking anti-Julius now? Are you fucking kidding me?
It's just too easy to troll you, Sam. That's all.
You're not trolling me. You're trolling yourself, brother. You're either part of this team or you ain't. You're having a good time, man. Hey, man, you'll be crying on these fucking titties when your Bucks get eliminated. So why don't you fucking you'll be right where I am. I'm just entering the asylum before you are. I'll be waiting for you with open arms. Oh wait, I can't open them because I'm in a fucking straitjacket because I'm a Knicks fan.
Hey man, we got this. Don't worry. Comeback season, it's coming.
The comeback kids, brother. This is who we're gonna be. The Knicks are gonna be the comeback kids. We beat them once, 3 times in a row this season. I think we can do it again.
Yeah, I would certainly say so. Why not?
We just got it to do. We got 2 at the Garden. You tell me we can't take 1 Atlanta and 2 in the Garden?
I don't see why not, bro. I don't see why not, other than the obvious gap in talent and our star player falling off a cliff completely.
He fell off
other
a
than
cliff,
those two
but
things,
it was a bungee jump, and he hit the ground.
Oh, and he's
coming
gonna
right
be even
back up.
higher.
You'll never see anyone fly this high. Julius will be back.
I love that. Yeah, everyone thinks Julius killed himself jumping off a cliff. Nope, it was a bungee jump, and he's coming back. I love that. That's a great. So you heard it here first, folks. He's going to play twice as good in the next 3 games.
It's been tough. Let's change the subject.
Let's change the subject. There's a lot.
Suns Lakers. Let me tell you this, man. Props to the great Chris Paul for not only coming back, but coming back and just being incredible.
Yeah. He did look fucking good.
Dude, it's crazy. This series, it was looking one way.
Complete flip-flop.
It looked like it was like the Lakers were going to run away with it. If AD doesn't play next game and Chris Paul is somewhat healthy.
He's not playing.
Dude,
AD's out.
Is he out for the whole series?
No, just the next game.
Dude, they could go up 3-2. I mean, this is when you see what LeBron is made of and what the supporting cast can do.
Yeah, this would be a huge win for LeBron, legacy-wise, because he's not healthy necessarily. And that game just tough because they were only down like 4 at the half when AD went out, and then they had at the very end they had like a little bit of a run, not really, like they almost got I think to 5 if Schroeder missed a layup and it would have gotten to 5 or something like that.
Schroeder is not impressing me at all.
No, Schroeder looked like shit again.
3 of 13. I guess he was a little bit better the rest of the series. He had a good but he had a good game 2 against them.
He was bad in game 1, and
no, he was 5 for 7 in game 1. 1 for 6 from 3 though.
He had
1 for 2
games.
from 3.
Anyway, yesterday
shooting wise, he's not had any really bad games except for last game. But there were a lot of games in their stretch where he just kind of disappeared to me.
Well, yesterday was the game where they needed him. They needed a little scoring. You're supposed to be able to provide that, and he's missing fucking layups. He's just looking bad, dude.
Yeah.
And
LeBron, like they brought him in to take the pressure off King James, and he ain't doing it right now.
Yeah, and they just without AD. First of all, without AD, Ayton goes buck wild. I mean, he has 17
and remember,
rebounds.
Ayton ate his ass for breakfast in game 1.
Yeah, and I mean, AD had a huge, he bounced back, but
last 2 games, AD was incredible. AD is incredible when he's healthy.
But yeah, he really is fucking flimsy for sure.
He's fucking Mr. Glass.
He's my dick after a full night of drinking, where it's like we can't listen. We cannot divert. I need to listen. There will be. You just better hope you're hooking up with a girl that you're familiar with, because you have to be like, look, we got to get to the penetration quick, because I just know if this foreplay goes on too long, one wrong move and I'm crumpled like AD on the floor of the Staples Center.
Sure.
My dick is clutching itself. My dick is clutching its Achilles, and it's pulled up limp.
Here's what: game 1 he couldn't get it up, so game 2 he took some Viagra, and you're like, shit, this guy's hard. This guy's even hard in game 3. Shit, game 4 he can't get hard anymore.
He fucked up his dosage. He's not hydrated enough. He's got a dick pill headache, which can ail the best of us, believe me.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was just like, it's tough to see him fucking go down like that. And it's also, the groin, it's like I saw something on Twitter, like a doctor was saying, like, that shit's all like connected. Like it's all like a chain. It's like that, your Achilles to your whatever, like knee to groin. It's all. So when you fuck something up, the rest of your body, the rest of that fucking leg muscle is compensating for it. Right. And that's what fucked him up. And they've already ruled him out of the next game. I just saw
brutal for the Lakers, and brutal for. I mean, it's like I would love to see the Lakers lose, but I don't want to see them lose like this.
Yeah, and I gotta say the person. So LeBron obviously played well. I mean, but again, he played well, but not like knock your socks off. He
missed a lot of shots that could have given them a little momentum.
Yeah, he was 1 for 7 from 3 shot. He took a lot of those threes where it's like, if you either make those or just play a little more bully ball. Like I would have just that to me felt like, let's get some LeBron and spacing going. Like that's if you don't have AD, then you have to do like the thing that always works with LeBron historically is LeBron plus spacing. But you look at this fucking roster, where's the spacing? I guess Gasol was pretty good actually. Gasol made some threes. I guess you start Gasol.
Gasol is looking great, man.
He's probably your best bet without AD because
weirdly become just a really good 3-point shooter in the last
good 3-point
years.
Shooter,
yeah.
And can defend Ayton. That's a pretty good matchup from Ayton's a pretty traditional big. You're not have to go out on him too much.
You kind of got Gasol for Jokic, right?
Yeah.
Like as another guy to throw at Jokic.
For big centers, yeah.
He's still a good defender. He's just a little slow and fat. I mean, he really has the ultimate. Jokic and Gasol is like the two fat dads who are just like
putting on a clinic at the rec center for sure. Where they just pick like the two like smallest nerds and they play like the fucking 15-year-olds that think they're hot shit and they just back them down methodically and
Elbows.
Just like yeah.
Just my wife made me pay a shitload of alimony. Fucking elbow to the face and a little hook. Just all this angry dad strength, dude. I hate to give props to this guy because King Julius and my man Mook don't like him, but Jay Crowder's playing good defense. He's hitting open shots. I mean, he had a nice game. He had a really nice game last game for sure. Everyone talks about the Chris Paul acquisition, but this is a guy who was huge for Miami last year. This is a guy.
He's just streaky, you know what I mean? And he shows
streaky, but he plays good D.
He does. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he was a big part of, and he's also a guy who can play the 4 or the 3 for you. He's just kind of like a nice interchangeable forward. So you could throw different lineups with him on the floor. He's a nice guy to have out there.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're the Lakers against this team now that you know that there's no AD and Chris Paul, like you were saying, is looking much better. Fucking game 5 is going to be tough, bro. Game 5 is going to be really tough.
Chris Paul had that fucking John McCain arm swivel game 2 and 3, and motherfucker, he's looking like he's back.
He's looking better for sure, and he's pulling. He's taking more jumpers. I mean, he was 0 for 3 from 3, and that's I think when you could really tell, like his injury the most is when he was trying to shoot long range shots. But at least he's taking them, which he wasn't taking before.
He's so good for a small guy getting that separation. You know what's crazy too about CP3 is like that game when you saw him lose the ball and he didn't even go after the guy. And you're like, you know how much pain that guy's got to be in to not fucking go for a play. Like he is the most scrappy of any star. No one is more scrappy than Chris Paul.
And one thing that I think I wouldn't feel too good about if I were the Lakers was that, they got beat pretty handily by the Suns without AD for the second half of this game. And Devin Booker did not play well. Like he was really inefficient. And so you got to think you're going to, credit to Caruso. Caruso played great D on him.
Great D. And he hits open shots, man. I mean, we sound like two boring whites praising Caruso, but.
Yeah. Look, yeah. Do we need to give him a dick analogy to really tie it home? But, Caruso, yeah, I mean, he really was. I mean, he was the only other guy that played. I mean, Gasol, Caruso, and Schroeder shit the bed.
If Schroeder doesn't have a huge game, they're fucked. If Schroeder doesn't have a huge game, Suns take a 3-2 lead, and I mean, shit, it would be pretty damn cool to see the Suns. This would be a nice little feather in Chris Paul's cap to take out LeBron. I mean, that's his. I think high moment. I mean, of course, they lost to the Rockets that year. The Clippers, brutal loss. But that year they took out San Antonio on his game winner. Yeah. Remember that shit?
Yeah, and he was hurt too. Yeah, of course I remember. That was a great one.
That was one where I was like, man. I mean,
the way they get knocked out completely overshadows that series.
Brutal.
Because they lose to the fucking Rockets like that. But he's
top 5 point guard ever, Chris Paul.
Yeah, probably. But. It'll be interesting to see, man. I don't know what the fuck happens. I still have to I can't like pick against LeBron until I see it happen. But no AD it's a good reason to fucking think it's not going to work for them. But I still kind of have to believe in the Lakers. I'd like to see it.
If AD comes back healthy, I hate to say it, but Lakers in 7. Yeah. If AD does not come back healthy, Phoenix fucking takes us, dude.
You're probably right. next game is going to be fucking. I mean, if the Lakers somehow win the next game without AD, that's insanity.
I'm really fired up to see this, and I'm really fired up. Yeah, I mean, the West is exciting right now. I mean, the fact that the Clippers have tied this series, I mean, I still think Clippers are going to win. I never stopped thinking they were going to win.
Wow.
I mean, I don't. So? Yeah, I just don't.
I think we could check the tape from the Patreon
and I said I think they're going to
maybe find some different. You whistling a different tune. How quickly we forget, Sam.
I just don't think the Mavs. I'd love to see I said I want the Mavs to win because I want Kawhi.
No, you're right.
Knicks.
Once this has happened, I think they're fucked for sure. Because also Luka's hurt, and credit where credit's due.
Luka had his first bad game, and the guy can't hit a fucking free throw.
I think his shoulders fucked too, right? He's got an issue. But credit where credit's due, where it's like Kawhi has played unfucking believable.
The efficiency is off the chart.
Dude, he was 73% from the field. I mean, which is just like, what the fuck?
You know, like, he does that classic. It's like Spurs shit. Tim Duncan did it. Tony Parker did it. They just get to whatever spot they want to and score.
Yeah. The last two games, Kawhi's been out of his fucking mind, and Paul George has been good. I mean, Paul George
wasn't that good yesterday, but he's been good,
solid. But it's really Kawhi who's just like, okay, I'm not taking this hit. You know what I mean? Because if they lose to the Mavericks, that's a legacy hit on Kawhi. If they lose to a better team and he plays great and everyone kind of fucking abandons him, then, you know, I don't think. But it would be embarrassing for Kawhi to lose to the Mavericks
for sure
in the first round.
And they're playing weird lineups. They're not starting Zubac. Ibaka has been hurt. I mean, this is definitely funky for the Clippers.
Yeah, but then you look at the fucking Mavs and they're just kind of fucked because, you know, Porzingis has been playing fucking weird, right? Like he's just not
that tough. I mean, like
he's not tough. And then okay, so he's gonna shoot threes. Yesterday he goes 0 for 2. I mean, he doesn't even fucking shoot threes. He gets 5 rebounds. You know what I mean? As a fucking 7-3 guy, 1 block. Okay,
it's fun to see. What's his name? The really tall guy. I can't believe his name escapes me on the minute. Boban. Fun to see him get some minutes.
Yeah, it's nice to see him, but it's like that's when you know they're fucking desperate when Boban is out there in the fucking playoffs because they don't know what to do. And Kleba is just, I think he's a little hurt and he's getting absolutely fucking torched by Kawhi. And outside of Maxey, it's like who the fuck? They don't have anyone else to guard Kawhi. I mean, Josh Richardson was supposed to be like some kind of big defensive help. He's been playing bad, and it's like this team.
A lot of pressure on Tim Hardaway too. I mean, they're just not that good a supporting cast. The Clippers, when you look at these teams on paper, do you even think the Mavs have a shot?
You know, I think they have good role players. I think the biggest difference has been like Luka's been a little hurt, and it really comes down to who is the better player. And the first 2 games, Luka was the better player. The second 2 games, Kawhi was the better player. It's to me, it's almost that simple.
Problem is, you can make all the jokes you want about Paul George. I trust Paul George way more than I trust Porzingis.
That's probably fair, yeah.
And I like, you know, yeah, the Clippers are just a deeper team. They're just deeper.
Yeah, it just shows you when they fucking turn on the Jets, and it's like, I mean, oh, by the way, your boy Nicholas Batum was looking fucking awesome. That game. But that's the thing. I don't even know that they're deeper. It's like, who are they? Who's getting the better? I think actually Dallas has some pretty nice depth. It's just if Josh Richardson looks like shit, if fucking Jalen Brunson shoots 25%, you know. What the fuck? I just
like if Ibaka's healthy, I like this Clippers team because he's not been healthy. He's not healthy, right? But I do. I mean, look at all the forwards they have that could shoot threes. I mean, you've got Batum, who I really like Batum. I think he plays good defense. I trust him to hit open shots.
Yeah, you said he's the best defensive player in the league.
Marcus Morris has looked good the last couple games. He's back. He's just efficient. I love Mook, as you know. I think the Clippers are going to be in trouble. If they don't win this series, I don't get why Kawhi would stay.
They're going to win this series just because the Mavs are falling apart a little bit.
They are. Luka's got to have a Luka really reminds me of young LeBron. I mean, it's really like put me on my back and it's I put you on my back and just win the series. I mean, I remember LeBron versus the Pistons when he was young and he would just go off and it was like Luka reminds me of young LeBron. He's not as athletic, but he's a better shooter. I mean, but other than that, they're kind of just great all-around players.
I think that's fair. I just think like, I mean, this series just hinges on injuries and whose role players are playing better. And like I said, Kleber's got he's got a fucked up Achilles, and Luka's got that shoulder, and Kawhi is just playing out of his fucking mind. And there's no way you're beating that team when the only guy you have to fucking guard him has a sore Achilles. I mean, it's just not going to happen. And he's not
Everyone
scoring.
leaves. None of these NBA experts have Kawhi in their top 5. And that kind of blows my mind with his resume and with his ability to take over and his ability to play the defense he plays. It's kind of crazy to me.
I mean, I don't know, man, because I think his legacy took such a hit with their collapse last year, and his idea of him being like a proven winner. I think when the Clippers fell apart like that, you can go back and make the argument of like, he's really good, but he's never had to be a leader. And you look at, he won through the Spurs system where the infrastructure is there. And we've talked about this before. The Raptors, he just was kind of a hired gun. Kyle Lowry and fucking Masai, that's the infrastructure. He just pops in, gets to play hoop. He just gets to hoop. In the Clippers, he has to do it all.
You rewatch that run. They all kind of took on his swag. He was kind of the silent leader.
He has
no
no fucking swag. Let's not get fucking crazy.
Don't disrespect.
He doesn't have swag. He's a fucking good player, but he's swagless. He's a robot. He doesn't, you know what I mean?
But he has robotic swag, motherfucker. Schwarzenegger in Terminator has swag. He's a robot. He's got robot swag.
He's got robotic swag.
He does.
Whatever, man. I'm just saying I think that's why. And I also think like until the Clippers get to the finals or at least the conference finals and have a good showing, I mean, Kawhi needs to do something. I mean,
he is so confident that in itself is swag. He walks with so much. He's so sure of himself as a player, and that is swag. And Lowry took that on, and Danny Green, all these guys.
I disagree.
I agree to disagree.
I don't agree. Fuck you. I think you're a dumb bitch. How about that?
I think
your point can suck my dick.
You're anti-Semitic, and I think you
have free Palestine.
You probably fucking. Kawhi's great. We got to talk about. I mean, before we should say, Kawhi. You know why he is so great is because that motherfucker smokes cushy dreams.
I will admit, the only time he has any swag is when he's got a fresh pre-roll from our friends at cushydreams.com on his lips, and he's sucking that bad boy off, and he's enjoying the benefits. The medicinal benefits of high quality CBD. Some of the best high quality CBD in this whole fucking country is where you're going to get it from is cushydreams.com, baby. Kawhi is smoking that shit. And who knows? Is he smoking pre-rolls? Is he rolling up his own shit? Is he putting it in a pipe? Kawhi could be a guy who smokes out of a pipe. I could see that. And if you're doing that, maybe he's buying some fucking 3.5 grams, some eighths, vacuum sealed, by the way, motherfucker. These shits come in fresh as hell. You pop that lid open, you smell that CBD, you're like, weed, sort of, is what you think. And then you smoke it. I love it. I love that. It's like popping a Pringles can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're getting ready for. You're about to enjoy yourself when you pop one of those eighths open.
I love it. A little Mike D'Antoni logo on those Pringles cans.
That's right.
Love it, man. Beautiful.
That's right. I've been a big proponent of Cushy Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I have struggled in the past mightily with I'll just put it'll be a marijuana addiction. Okay.
Yeah.
I smoke regular ass fucking weed, or I take a fucking edible, and I'm on my ass and I'm eating an entire pizza. I'm on my health shit. What I love.
You look great, by the way, buddy.
Thank
Everyone's
you, buddy.
talking about it.
Appreciate it. I'm trying to keep it going.
Transformation, not unlike King Julius.
That's right. Oof, don't shit. I'm about to gain 75 pounds now back.
Okay, fine. Transformation. Don't. It's still a compliment, motherfucker. He still had an epic year. I'm not getting rid of that jersey.
No, I don't want you to. I don't want you to. I want you to throw that jersey on. I want you to fucking roll up some fucking cushy dreams, some high quality CBD.
We're taking game 5.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's the cushy dreams guarantee, folks. You listen, if the Knicks win game 5, you get $100 off your next order at cushydreams.com. Just type in Sam Morrell. That's the promo code.
I'm nervous, man.
No, but listen, I honestly, staying on my health shit, Cushy Dreams has been a huge help because I smoke that shit. I don't get hungry the way I would with high THC ass weed, and I don't get fucking zooted out of my goddamn mind like I would.
If any team could give up a 3-1, it's this Atlanta Hawks team.
There you go. There you go.
Fucking Peaky Blinders looking Bohan Bogdanovich motherfucker.
Yeah,
Danilo Gallinari's date rape haircut, as you said. Trae Young, who, he's playing out of his mind, but is there any honor in it?
No honor. Zero honor.
He's still doing that ass backwards fall into you. Why don't you stick your penis in between my butt cheeks, foul?
You're right.
Fuck you, Trae. You have no honor.
You have no honor. And more than anything, that's a team that does not deserve to smoke Cushy Dreams.
No.
But you know who does? You, our beautiful listener. And look, I lied. There's no Cushy Dreams guarantee. You don't get $100 of free CBD if the Knicks win. But what you do get is something almost as good, and that's a nice Pod Don't Lie promo. And you're going to want to go to cushydreams.com. That's KUSHY Dreams. Put in promo code PODDON'T. That's PODDONT. And you will get 20% off your next order. So go enjoy that. Smoke some fucking Cushy Dreams because you can.
Because you can.
Because you can, baby.
So I want to say, I said at the beginning of this series, and I stand by it, I think the Blazers win in 7 against Denver.
Okay.
I want them to. I think, Norman Powell showed his veteran toughness against Michael Porter. Norman Powell hadn't had a big game until game 4, and he looked great. I still think CJ hasn't had the game that we know he could have.
Yeah.
CJ's going off for at least one game. Dame has been just outstanding, as has Jokic. They're both just looking incredible.
Was weird. Jokic and Dame did not play good. It was a
I know, but his series, I'm saying, Damian's series. Yeah. And same with Jokic.
Yeah, that was just a really strange game to me, but I guess I mean,
he's still having an incredible. Yeah, I can't believe he had such a bad game 4, but I mean, he shot horribly.
Horrifically, and just kind of looked a little lackadaisical. And I don't know. It's just like these teams are just such poor matchups for each other in certain ways that it's a fun series to watch because it's really unpredictable. You don't really know what the fuck is going to happen. But the Nuggets just in general looked like fucking dog shit. And
they're a little top heavy. Their guard play worries me for taking the series from without Murray. Without Murray, they just show their weaknesses on the perimeter end. Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter, I like them. I think they're all good players, but you need a point guard. I love Campazzo too, but he's just. I mean, you're going against an incredible perimeter offense in Portland.
Yeah, for sure. And again, that's the rub on this series is that you would think that the huge advantage for the Nuggets would be on the interior, but honestly, dude, Nurkic has that fucking chip on his shoulder because Jokic completely usurped him. So Nurkic always plays.
And they came up together, remember?
Came up together. They got drafted. Jokic was supposed to be his backup, but it just became very clear that Jokic was fucking awesome. So Nurkic has been playing him tough. And you look at the numbers when Nurkic is on versus when he's off, and it's just like night and day for the Blazers. So
problem is Nurkic and getting into foul trouble.
Yeah. But in a game like last game where he wasn't in foul trouble and they blew them out, Nurkic is plus 32. I mean,
so many blowouts that day. What an awful day of basketball.
It really, the games have not been that great this weekend, with the exception of one of the blowouts, which was very near and dear to my heart. And that's the Triumph. I can't believe we haven't talked about it yet because it's already in the past. I'm already looking forward to the next series. I'm already looking forward to the fucking ass walloping of the Brooklyn Nets that Giannis Antetokounmpo and company.
Do you really believe in your heart? I know we're talking about. I know your fandom tells you, but do you believe in your heart that they will take down the Nets? I think it's gonna be a great series.
All you want is a path to victory for who you root for, right? There is a real path to victory for the Milwaukee Bucks to beat the Nets. Am I saying I'm not saying they're favorites. I'm not saying it's probable. I'm saying it's possible. And I think they have figured out something nice. And look, the Big Kuckenholzer, he was coaching his little fucking pierced nipples off, dude. He was fucking, he had a nice fucking, I mean, they really fucked
Anytime
up Bam.
You sweep a team coached by Eric Spoelstra, you deserve props.
Yeah, and they're doing more interesting stuff with Giannis, where it's like they are not running that same. They're not as susceptible to the brick wall defense, right? Like they're screening more with Giannis. You have more creators.
Middleton's been incredible as well.
Middleton, absolutely. Drew Middleton, and
no DiVincenzo for the rest of the playoffs.
Losing the big ragu is tough. It's not, you just don't want to lose guard depth because he's solid.
Can you imagine? I mean, if they had Bogdanovich, I think they're the favorite in the East. I'm sorry to do it, but I had to one last time.
Did I bring up Tyrese Halliburton earlier? No,
but I brought it up plenty. Nice? I fucking like this turn the knife on myself, Stavros. I'm bummed we don't have him.
The fucking Bucks absolutely ass fucked the Miami Heat.
Yeah,
the bubble fraud Miami Heat that will never ascend to the heights they did in fucking fake ass Disney World, where none of that shit, their Mickey Mouse bullshit. They can suck my fat little nuts. And this is a huge win. I said it. I wanted the fucking Heat. And you know what? The only thing that worries me, they did look dominant. The problem is the Heat might just suck because they were just up and down all year.
I don't think they suck. I think I was scared to play them for sure. I mean, they're Jimmy. Bam has looked bad though.
Jimmy looked like shit. Bryn Forbes outscored him in this series. Like Jimmy was fucking horrible, dude.
I don't know how this happened because Jimmy's whole thing is that, like, we've talked about Jimmy. He's got a flaccid regular season penis, but in the playoffs,
he's got a mangled soft cock. It turns out.
Yeah,
I'll have to take it back because he was fucking horrendous. Fucking horrendous, dude. And Bam wasn't any better, but Bam, they at least kind of tried to. The Bucks were basically like, let's see if Jimmy can beat us. And you know what I mean? Like they put it all on him and he absolutely could not.
And there were just plays watching Giannis just manhandle him. And you're like, man, you're strong. I know he's got the size on Jimmy, but Jimmy's not a slouch defensively. So to just be overpowered the way Giannis did, you're like, oh, damn, Giannis is so fucking strong.
And that's another thing. They finally let him guard Jimmy. They finally let him do it. Like Budenholzer was keeping Giannis. And it's like, I think part of that is the fact that he has to get ready because he's going to be guarding KD. And it's like, no one can get you prepared for that, but at least they got him on the ball a little more.
Think of the matchups in this series. Drew versus Kyrie is a great matchup.
Yep.
Right? If anyone can play him hard, it's Drew.
Drew's great on point guards.
I'm assuming Middleton will be on Harden and Giannis will be on Kevin Durant. I mean,
and then you have PJ Tucker too, to kind of be in the mix too,
I would throw him at everybody. I mean, no one knows Harden like PJ Tucker, right?
Yeah, Harden and Durant, they know each other. They're both,
But I think and Tucker plays good D against Durant if anyone can. No one can really shut these guys down. Did you see the article about Bob Cousy furious at the Celtics for letting Kyrie go? He watched Kyrie. Cousy said a player of Kyrie's star power comes around once every 25 years and you let him go for nothing. After he watched Kyrie light them up.
That's so fucking funny.
92-year-old Bob Cousy, furious.
And by the way, the fucking Nets, after dropping one to the Celtics, the big three looked insane.
Yeah.
Durant shot 70% on 20 attempts, had 42 fucking points. Fucking Kyrie has 39. Harden has 23, but he has 18 motherfucking assists. Like they're just the fucking Death Star. When they score 141 there, that offense, when it's humming, you cannot beat it. But I at least think the Bucks have a fucking shot at it.
They have a chance. Dude, I hope they win.
Because the thing is, the Bucks have a good offense, and the Nets defense sucks dick. Like the Celtics offense is bad. They didn't have fucking Jaylen Brown. It's all Jason Tatum. I mean, unless he scores 50 points.
Props. I hate to say it, but Tatum is just outstanding.
Yeah, he's good, but it's also like, come on, it's the fucking Nets defense.
I know, but he's fucking dropped 50 4 times in the last few months.
Yeah, but it's fucking inflated numbers, baby. You know what I'm saying?
I hope so.
He's good. Don't get me wrong, but everyone's
he's
being
still
like,
young, man. He's a young, amazing player.
He's great for sure, But everyone, I mean, some of the scoring statistics are a little.
One of the most
games
shocking...
now are like some of these games like 140 to 120. You know, it's not like 96, 90. 96, 89 or whatever the fuck.
I miss those games, man. Dude, of course, one of the most shocking developments was only one Celtics fan was arrested for throwing a water bottle at Kyrie Irving. Classic Boston.
God, so fucking pathetic. And then some people were like, he stomped on the leprechaun. It's like, shut the fuck up. I wish I could dunk my balls on that leprechaun. I hope next time, well, it's not going to be in the playoffs. They're not coming back to Boston, but I do hope, I wish Kyrie pulled out his nuts, which he's growing them out. He's probably growing out his pubes the way he's growing out his hair. So I wish he had just dunked his hairy nuts right in that Celtics mascot's winking eye. Make him wink, maybe make him fucking wink the pubes out of his eye, and that's why he's making that face. That's what I wish Kyrie had done. Who gives a fuck about that stupid fucking mascot?
Did you hear Marcus Smart said about the fans? He goes, just because one of the seed is bad doesn't mean all the fruit is bad. And it's like, I think it's just because one of the fruit is bad doesn't mean it's a bad orchard or something. Because seed is confusing. You have a seed, you're like, well, I don't know which fucking seed it is inside the fruit. Yeah.
Also, I always hate that too when people talk about cops too, where it's like, it's just one bad apple. It's like the saying is one bad apple ruins the bunch.
Exactly.
Like that's the saying.
So you can't just say it doesn't ruin the bunch. You're just saying the opposite of the saying.
Yeah. You should throw stones if you live in a glass house. That's what it sounds like. That's what you fucking sound like. But anyway, fuck the Celtics. I mean, it's funny that they gave them one game, but it also just shows when Brooklyn is locked in, they came back with this kind of game. And by the way, Kemba, I mean, is just done.
Bummer. Yeah. I mean, it's funny I remember when they got Kemba, a lot of people were like, well, he's slightly worse than Kyrie, but he's more of a team oriented guy. Yeah. And it's like, nah, you realize how good Kyrie is.
And not only that, but Kemba's knees. I mean, that's the biggest issue. He can't stay healthy. That's what it is.
In his prime, that step back was fucking elite.
Totally. If Kemba is healthy, I think that's actually not horrible analysis. I mean, obviously Kyrie is better, but Kemba could replace like 85% of him, but he's just not healthy.
Yeah.
It's just not, I mean, and then
bummer because he does seem like a great guy. Like you hear him in interviews, you're like, man, that's like a quality locker room presence in Kemba, you know?
For sure. But fuck.
And you see like you watch like a best of, and you're watching like his top 10 plays.
Oh yeah,
that dude's handles and ability to just. I mean, the shit he did in Charlotte. You're like, this dude's a fucking incredible one-on-one player.
Yeah, no, he fucking rules. But maybe
fuck
ruled,
the Celtics.
Maybe ruled. Because his knees are fucking shredded. And as much as I don't want that to be true of him, look, he got his money and it looks bad on Danny Ainge's part. So it's funny as far as I'm concerned.
For sure. Fuck the Celtics.
I can't wait for Jason Tatum to leave Boston. That's going to be the funniest.
Come to the real Garden.
Come to the real fucking Garden, the TD Garden. Come to the titties garden, dude. You're gonna get the finest tits on
Tatum,
earth.
you can be one. You could team up with King Julius, man.
That's not right now. That's not the highest selling point. I would just kind of.
It'll be back.
I would flex Manhattan. Back. I would flex the size of the market, the star power.
There's all those things as well, but King Julius will be back. We took a dip.
Oh man, next year.
This is King Julius's Robert Downey Jr. drug phase. He'll be back for Iron Man.
You think Iron Man's coming next 2020?
Iron Man's fucking coming, dude. I believe if he improved that much this year, think what he could do in another offseason.
Really? So Robert Downey Jr.'s early career was also just all bullshit, and then
it wasn't bullshit. He showed flashes.
That's what I'm saying.
Young Julius was Chaplin. Old Julius, Iron Man. It's coming.
Hey man,
Tony
listen,
Stark, Julius face.
we're gonna be the beginning of next year is gonna be the first like 10 games of next year. People are gonna be watching Julius with bated breath to see how he performs.
It ain't over, dude. And guess what? We haven't paid him yet. I think maybe he takes a little discount now, and then he still rises to the contract. I think RJ is coming for it next year. We're not out yet. I'm not. Look, we've looked bad. It's been tough to watch.
Really tough to watch it.
But I've luckily had enough distance between yesterday and today that I'm feeling good again. And I'm feeling
you have changed your tune from the beginning of this podcast to now. You just need to get it out. You need to get it all. I bet you if you go back and listen to how you sounded at minute 1 versus right now at minute 60.
Your texts were very comforting yesterday. I was struggling, brother.
It was tough stuff, man. It was really, really brutal to watch those games.
I definitely you realize that, like, I definitely realized my anger problems when the Knicks are down, when like everything is bad in my life, when I'm just like, and I'm on the flight, I'm like, this cranberry vodka is too strong. You didn't stir it. And they're like, sir, please. I'm like, fuck you. It's not just you. It's the whole world is against me.
Fuck, man.
Shit ass fucking pre-made old fashioned.
Fuck your old fashioned. Anyway, what the fuck else I want to talk about? Oh, the other series really quick.
Memphis and Utah.
Ja is just fucking
really fun series, actually.
Fun series to watch. Those are games I always throw on and I'm like, oh, this is a blowout. Every time the Grizzlies at least make it a little competitive. They're fun. They always make it. You know what's
a really fun matchup to watch is Dylan Brooks versus Donovan Mitchell, because they're both really fun players to watch. And Conley's been great. Ja's been incredible. I hate to say it, but I'm enjoying some of these Gobert plays in the playoffs. You see that value, man. Like he's had some incredible blocks.
Yeah. He's a little more valuable right now when you have Valanciunas, right? You have such a traditional, one of the only remaining, like, you know, real throwback type.
Who's been incredible. Had just an outstanding year, Valanciunas.
Yeah. But you know, I am interested to see what happens coming up with the Jazz in the next round, because they're going to have to face, that'll be probably the Clippers. It's funny how we just completely shifted, but it'll be, you know, you got to think they'll be more locked in after having faced this kind of you know, this challenge. But he's also, Ja has just had some insane, just like, I can't find the stat right now, but it was like he is the only player to score more points in his first 2 playoff games was George Mikan. And now he joins, he has fucking, and then in the first 3, it's literally just Ja Morant, George Mikan, Wilt Chamberlain, and Kareem for most points, which is crazy.
And it's not just he's scoring, the way he's scoring, like the way he fearlessly is attacking Gobert. That fucking reverse dunk alley-oop was beautiful.
Yeah, for sure.
His athleticism is stupid. Yeah, Ja's incredible, man. I mean, I would love to see a Jazz Clippers series. I think that'd be good basketball. The Jazz are this well-oiled machine. I mean, they are fun to watch. Healthy Mitchell's fun to watch. Conley's really just a hard guy to root against. I mean, they're a fun team to watch, man.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, that you want to talk about a swagless series. Clippers versus Jazz is pretty swagless. But, you know, I don't know.
You don't think Donovan Mitchell has swag?
It's the Utah Jazz penalty, man. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, no, it hurts. But Donovan Mitchell, I love Donovan Mitchell. I think he's just like a classy player, one of my favorites.
Yeah, he's good, and again, that's the beauty of the playoffs, is you get to see these people get put to the test, and these guys have the chance to ascend to the next level. And
absolutely, and
it's been great for Ja.
He's a big game player. I think Mitchell's a big game player. He's hurt, and he's had some big games against a good defender in Brooks. I do. I really like. I think they got a great deal on Royce O'Neal, who's just a good rotation guy. Plays hard D, hits the open shots. I like him.
Yeah. Yeah. So far it's been a nice coming out party for Ja, even if because this, you have to also realize most people just fucking watch the playoffs like with any kind of regularity. So it's been good to see him really show out. And you know, a lot of people, and we'll see. We'll see how these series go. I mean, Luka's had some big games, but it didn't quite happen. Obviously, he was hurt, and the Clippers have seemed to have been woken up. But we'll see. It will make for some incredibly interesting series. This Lakers Suns game is going to be fascinating.
I can't wait. I'm very excited.
And then next round, I mean, Bucks Nets is just going to be so awesome. I just if that's a disappointment, I'm going to kill myself.
My man, my buddy Dory is going to Game 5 for the Nets. He bought them a couple games ago, just hoping that the Celtics would take one. So congrats to you.
Smart, yes.
he's got great seats. He said, but that's going to be fun. Just to see them live will be fun. But
I'm planning to go if it lines up like I think it's going to.
Maybe we'll go together. That could be fun.
I'd love to go. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go in my fucking Giannis
I'll wear my
jersey,
Knicks.
baby.
I'll wear my Knicks gear.
Yeah,
and say fuck you, Brooklyn.
Yeah,
I'm an impartial member of the crowd here. I don't give a fuck about any of you.
Let's fucking wrap up here with a couple 5-star reviews, and once again, we will only be reading 5 stars. Don't get cute and think you're gonna get a fucking 4, 3, 2, or 1 star on the air. You can suck our fucking dicks. We only read the 5 stars here. The 5 stars are what we need, and we're at 938 ratings. We'd love to get to 1,000.
Love it.
Here's one from Jarrare. Gotta love the Wildcats of Kentucky. Proud of Stav for really coming around to the Kentucky Wildcats of New York City. King Randall, IQ, Nerlens, and even Kevin Knox, all taking time in the Bluegrass State. Old Tom did a great job so far as coach this year, but you got to realize Kenny Payne already has coached these guys in college. RJ finally gets some real level coaching from Tom Thibodeau and KP, not just that crybaby former Army coach down at Duke. Absolutely. Fuck Coach K. We're an anti-Coach K podcast. IQ would say praise God, and I do too. Praying for this team in the playoffs. Thank you, Jarrare, and we need some more prayers from you, my brother.
It's fucking hurting, man.
From ONT Keen, TBAGTWTC. The Blazers are going to win the championship. They'll take it from the Knicks in 6, but everyone will agree it's beautiful. We hope so, brother. We'd love to see that come to fruition. Ralph Dongerson says, Knicks convert. Despite the shocking and unwarranted hate for the great Boston Celtics, or that's wrong, shut your bitch ass up. I cannot help be struck by the beauty of the devout and faithful New York Knickerbocker fans who talk of basketball in such hopeful and whimsical terms. May Allah bless them. Thank you, Ralph, and fuck the Celtics. Finally, from Steph Queefy, the best basketball podcast ever.
Fun.
Thank you, Steph. 2 comedians that rule. I'm a diehard Warriors fan, but because of these guys, I'm rooting for the Knicks for no reason other than I'm getting that a lot after shows. Minds.
A lot of people are coming to me after show. They go, I used to not give a fuck, but like to get inside the mind of a Knicks fan, I think they really are starting to appreciate us.
You're doing a service, dude. You're doing a big service for the Knicks. You know what I mean? It's you, Sam. I'm here. I'm along for the ride, but it's really you're the one providing the peek into this brand of insanity. That's a good little Pod Don't Lie post of me driving an orange and blue mobile and you just like looking in horror, you know? I'm along for the fucking ride, baby.
Like a Mad Max style car. That's good.
That would be good.
Someone get on that
vision. I love it. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us, guys. Enjoy the playoffs. We will be back with the Patreon episode on Thursday or Friday, depending on how many series are settled by then. But sign up for the Patreon. It's the fucking playoffs. We get a little taste. Yeah, we think you'll like it. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, guys, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.